Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Second Cup of Coffee. This is Pastor Tom. Glad that you guys could join us. This month of December, we're going to look at, I'm going to do a series called Finding Myself in the Christmas Story. Again, it's Finding Myself in the Christmas Story. We're going to start with Mary, probably the central figure outside of Jesus in the Christmas story. And you find a lot about Mary in Luke 1, 28 through 37. I'm not going to read all of those verses for time's sake, but it's an angel appearing to her. Now, this wasn't a dream. Like, the guy showed up, the angel, the angel shows up, and he starts talking to her, and Mary's like, what kind of greeting is this? You're talking about me being pregnant. This is probably not the most appropriate conversation to be having. And I'm a little confused. And in the verse 34, she says, how can this be since I don't know a man? And in essence, what she's saying is like, I'm a virgin. I can't get pregnant. And he goes on and he begins to explain something to her. And I want you to think about this word for this week. It's ask. Ask. If you have a question in this season with God, ask. She heard something amazing, right? It wasn't that she was opposed to it, but she was like, how can this be? I can't get pregnant. I'm a virgin. So she asked. And what happened in verse 35, it says, the Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the highest will overshadow you. So the first thing that the angel did was he answered. So I'm going to use ask as an acrostic. So A is answered. He answered her. The Holy Spirit's going to come upon you. Then the S of ask, he says in verse 36, Elizabeth, your relative, has also conceived a son in her old age, her who was called barren. So what he's doing is he's using a testimony or similar situation to let Mary know that this is possible. And the last thing he does, the K in ask, is knowledge. He drops some knowledge on her. You ever heard that phrase? I'm about to drop some knowledge on you. And that's what he did. He said, for with God, nothing will be impossible. How many times have you misquoted that? How many times have you said, for with God, nothing is impossible? That's not what it says. Will be impossible. Why did he say that to Mary? Because it wasn't going to be impossible now. And for the things that she was going to walk through and see in her lifetime, i.e. the cross and the grave and the resurrection, she needed this knowledge, this word, this hope in her life that with God, nothing will be impossible. Not just his conception, his delivery, or his life, but even his death and resurrection. It won't be impossible with God. So, are you facing something that seems impossible? Are you facing something you're hearing from God and go, I don't know how that could ever work? Well, I want to encourage you in the Christmas season. Follow Mary and ask. He'll answer you. Hey, we love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Please catch us next week. We talk about Joseph. You may or may not notice, we post these on social media, but we're actually posting all of our videos now to YouTube. Like that, subscribe to that, and you won't have to find us on social media. If you miss us on Facebook, you will still get a notification from YouTube that we posted a video on Thursday. 10 a.m. typically is the time. We don't want you to miss out. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you will be notified whenever we put a new video up. We love you. God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon.